Social Security Administration is the gatekeeper for you to enroll in Part B after your employer group coverage has ended. Hello, I am Kevin Knaus with InsureMeKevin.com, and I assist people with enrolling into Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare Supplement plans. And if they have had employer group coverage and they're over 65, they need to get their Part B activated, because you must have Part A of Original Medicare and Part B active before you can enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare Supplement plan. And there's two forms that you need to make that happen if you are leaving a group plan. And what I thought I would do is go through an example of a particular couple and go through the forms so you understand how this kind of flow works, because it can be a little bit tricky and you need to start early in the process. So we have a couple, Thomas Brewer, who is age 64, and his spouse, Sonia Brewer, who is age 68. And they have an employer-sponsored health plan through Sunnyside Solar. And Thomas Brewer is the employee covering his spouse, Sonia. Thomas is retiring from the company, and that group health plan will end at the last day of August. So Sonia needs to get working on getting her Part B effective, because when Sonia turned 65, she enrolled in Part A of Original Medicare because it was zero cost, zero premium. But she opted out of Part B. She declined Part B because she was covered by the group plan, and there was no reason to pay that extra $175 per month for Part B. But now, with the group plan ending, Sonia needs to get that Part B of Original Medicare active. So again, Social Security is the gatekeeper for all of this Medicare eligibility and enrollment, because Social Security Administration knows how many years you have worked and if Part A is going to be zero premium to you. They know your household income, so they can apply any income-related monthly adjustment amounts. And they also determine if you are subject to any late enrollment penalty. And that's what this is all about. Because when your group coverage ends, that's loss of coverage. That is a qualifying life event for a special enrollment period to enroll in Part B with no late enrollment penalty, because you need to demonstrate to Social Security that you have had creditable employer group coverage. Now, if you go to Social Security Administration, they're going to have a spot on there to link to sign up for Part B only. If you don't have an account, I strongly encourage you to create an account so you can upload documents and see your Social Security retirement benefits. Now, the first form that Sonia needs to fill out is CMS-40B, and that is the application for the Part B. And it notes the conditions on there. Now, Sonia is outside of her initial election period because she declined that when she turned 65. She doesn't want to use the general enrollment period because that will be into the next year, and she wants that Part B to start in September so she can enroll in a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare Supplement plan. Now, on CMS 40B, it's going to have a spot for your Medicare number. You only use this form if you are already enrolled in Original Medicare Part A, and you will have a Medicare claim number on that red, white, and blue card. Now, when Part B becomes effective, you will still have the same claim number. They'll just issue you a new card showing when the Part B is effective. But if you don't have A or B effective, you wouldn't use this form. You would just go through and through the Social Security, apply for Medicare A and B for the first time. But for Sonia, she already has a Part A effective. So she goes through there and fills out the CMS 40B. Now, there's another form that's really, really important for Sonia, and that is the employment form CMS-L564. You gotta love these government numbers. And that form is what she's gonna send to the employer that will write in all the necessary information to show that she has been covered by the group plan and it is terminating. So on the CMS L564, she goes through and she fills out the employer's name, address. She is the applicant, but Thomas is the employee. So it's very important. Now, if Sonia worked for the company, she would be the applicant and the employee, but her spouse is the employee, so that's why she needs to put Thomas's name in the employee section so so the company knows where to go to look, and of course the social security numbers. And that's section A. Section B is what the company fills out: the dates of the hire, how long Thomas worked for the company, and when the coverage will be ending. Now, Sunnyside Solar, the company that has the group health plan, will return those forms to Sonia. You need to submit both forms to the employer so they can see that you are applying for Part B, but they don't do anything with the first form, the 40B form. Once Sonia gets both those forms, she can then submit them to Social Security. I guess depending on how it works within the Social Security portal, you might be able to upload a PDF document if you're good with converting those, or you may have to go down to the Social Security office and hand both of those in. And it's really important to get started early because first, Social Security needs to get these forms, check them out. Well, of course, there may be a week or two delay just getting the forms back from the employer. Then you need to submit them to Social Security, who then verifies them with Medicare. So it can take several weeks for this process to go on. And it's very important to start early so that you get the Part B effective. You get notification that Part B will be effective on September for Sonia, September 1, so she can enroll in that Medicare Advantage plan or Medicare Supplement plan in August, so it will be effective September 1. If you wait to the very last minute, things can be delayed and the Part B may not start for Sonia maybe until October or November. But that employer form is really important because it avoids any late enrollment penalty. So it's sometimes a little bit goofy to navigate. Oh, one note. COBRA is not considered creditable coverage in terms of if you terminate COBRA, that is not loss of coverage for a special enrollment period. So you may be subject to late enrollment period if you just go on to COBRA and then terminate that. You do have an 8-month window from the time that the employer coverage ends to enroll into Part B. So you have a good window, but of course it's just always easier to get all of those documents signed by the employer while either you or your spouse or whoever you're under the plan with in the group plan is still active in the company. So that's just kind of this weird maze you have to navigate. If you have any questions or comments, you may leave those down below. I will do my best to answer them. You can go to my website, insuremekevin.com, go to my contact page and drop me a line that way through my email. Otherwise, for insuremekevin.com, I'm Kevin Knaus.